Wall Street is soaring on this Monday. We're seeing the equity markets higher as well as the U.S. currency. So joining me now is Peter Cardillo for Standard Financial. Peter, great to have you here today.
Good to be back.
Well, we are seeing a risk appetite higher, and this does come as Hurricane Irma did make landfall in Florida, but the damage so far wasn't as harsh as expected. At the same time, the North Korean jitters did subside, so we are seeing a risk appetite higher, at least for now. But as we head into the rest of the week, what will you be watching?
Well, we had no noise out of North Korea over the weekend, and so that was a plus. But, we are looking at the sanctions that will be voted at the United Nations, and of course that could again erupt the situation. So North Korea remains right on top of the list of worries, and of course, as you said, the hurricane did less damage than expected, and as a result of that, we're seeing a very strong stock market today. And I kind of also think that probably we're getting some early effects of the quadruple witching options expirations this week. And so, a lot of people last week sold. We had an off week, and now coming into the new week, we're seeing some of those positions being unwinded.
And speaking of inflation, we'll be getting PPI and CPI out from the U.S., but we'll also get inflation figures out from the U.K., and we have that Bank of England meeting on Thursday. And this does come after U.K. does vote on the repeal bill. But given everything that's happening on both sides of the Atlantic, what do you think it means for the currencies?
As far as the dollar is concerned, I think, we're having, a relief rally today. If you look at the dollar index, it's just bounced off of its yearly low. I don't think we're going to see much in terms of a strong rally anytime soon, because I think the dollar is really being affected not so much by the macro news here in the States, and for that matter of fact from abroad, but from the domestic political situation. I think that's what's really a problem for the U.S. currency at this time.
And last but not least, I do want to talk about growth since you mentioned national politics. Now, there are some concerns about how the impact of the hurricanes will affect growth figures. I do want to get your take on that and what you expect to see.
Well, there's no question that in the intermediate short term, it's going to shave some percentage points off of the GDP, no question about it. I think maybe about 0.5 to maybe 0.75%. But going forward, it's actually going to be positive. It'll probably give a shot in the arm to the economy. From retail stores to construction, we could see some pretty good action, which would result in stronger consumer spending.
And speaking of rebuilding, indeed, today we're seeing a lot of the insurers, reinsurers, as well as home improvement stocks higher today. And of course, today is 9/11. I do want to mention that it is the 16th anniversary of the tragedies that struck. So thank you so much for joining me on the trading floor.
My pleasure.